Shalma and Jen Lapis, which I don't think Jen's back here yet, and myself, we're on the subcommittee that kind of made the decisions of what we were doing here today. I'd like to thank Divine Photography, Ms. Kelly Dunphy, and I'd like to thank Barb Pliska, who organized pictures. So there's a screen going here with pictures, and then there's also a small laptop over there on the piano. So if you want to go and just take a look and see what's going on with those, she has a lot of pictures. All of you that are here, we really appreciate you coming. And all the work you guys did in the past to get us here, because we wouldn't be here without all of you, frankly. I would like to, notice and take notice and have a moment of silence for all of our members who have been deceased since our 75th. On the table back there, there is a list of all the members, past members who have passed away. And there's asterisk next to a couple of members who were actually past presidents also. So like to just to look at that, and also to think about, we have a couple members that are in nursing homes that we like to think and have some really good thoughts for them too, that couldn't attend today. So we have a moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to acknowledge a couple of the members that maybe we would like to say they're seasoned members. We don't like to say talk about age, but we like, I know there's a couple in the room that I don't want to point out, but if they think that they are probably the oldest members here, if they would like to raise their hand. I have an idea. Aunt Knudsen was not here, but she was the oldest member that is, and some. But otherwise, I think there's a couple folks here. Okay, I won't pick them up. We'll let them say it. So we'd also like to, have any past presidents stand, please. If you are a past president, you can stand. Come on, don't be shy. Oh, so you guys are arguing about the other stuff? Yeah. Okay, they're over there arguing about the other. What? Yeah, we're doing. Okay, so what we did in the past, the 75th, I think that we talked about different memories that people had that they'd like to share, and I'm sure some of the newer members of the club and people who've only been in the club for 5 years or less would love to probably hear any kind of memories you guys have, if it's a specific event or some kind of funny thing that happened maybe. They'd like to share.
I got one. So I'm Diane Harris.
Stand up. You need to stand up.
Oh, sorry. I'm Diane Harris, and my mom over there is lovely Lorraine. Anyways, so I was just calling for this yesterday, so it's kind of fresh in my head. But now after our meetings, maybe we'll go over to Alina's for a little cocktail or a local establishment and try to support them. But what I was talking and reminiscing about with my mom last night was that I remember her and Mrs. Matusko, Millie Matusko, probably sitting right here, sitting in the driveway, because after the meetings back when I was younger, they would be sitting in the car, and that would be their after hours. So I was telling her how much has changed. I go, my friends and I go out for a drink after, but you and Millie were sitting in the car just chatting. And they'd always be looking out the window, is Mom back yet? So that was just a little memory of when I was younger, and always, like, what my mom was involved in, which, of course, helped us as me and my sisters to see how she was volunteering and being involved with everything. Our mother was doing a great role model job of, actually taking the time from the family, if you will, back then, and being part of other stuff. Yep.
I remember when I was president in 91 to 93, and my daughter was born in '91, and in September, and it was harvest season, and Richard said, "I'm not watching a baby, I got a boy." So I remember taking Carolyn in her car seat to the meeting, and I remember she got passed around, she had the best night, and I said, all everybody goes, "Oh, bring her back every meeting." And now Carolyn's gonna be 34 years old. So that was we had a great time. It was our night out, you know. Everybody just, you know, couldn't wait for our Mother's Cup meeting because it was really getting away from our kids.
Thank you.
My biggest memories of Mother's Club are working together, and I think crawling around on the gym floor at Hawkins Academy, putting strips of tape down on the yardstick has to be the first memory when I think of Mother's Club. Getting ready for the crafts fair and all those yards and yards of tape that we put down and then had to pull back up again. That was a memory.
Keep going.
We're doing good.
I remember when we were making pies. Oh my God, I can't remember how many, but we had gone over to UMass and got the dough, so we just rolled it out, but it seemed like we had pies everywhere. And then people were taking them home, and you had Nate on you. I thought I remember Pam had Nate with you on your back then. And I had the carrier. I said, yeah, but we had a good time doing those.
Anybody else have a disabled? And do some work from the disabled. Yeah. Tell the story.
She's reminding me of Amelia.
Yes.
Yeah. Our memories go back to mystery rides. Take us all over town. Where are we going? For the other mystery ride, we were out. What is the restaurant? The Mill something. Oh, the Mill. We had, so we did a lot of that, a lot of. The club really at one point was kind of falling apart. And I told her before Thomas the Turk came in, like, let's have a hat show. Let's do recipes. And it really got everyone interested. So it's really hard to know because our meetings were very tame, fun, and then Lily became president. Excuse me, but all hell broke loose. Just because of one person. Yeah. That is. Oh, now she wants it.
Oh. So you can get up and talk about that. We want to hear that. Sorry, it sounds like a good one.
Well, it was when I was president, Natalie Sarzinski, was she's old. She mentioned that we should have someone come in and talk about abortion.
That was just in the paper.
It was 50 years ago.
Yeah, 50 years ago, yeah.
And then it all started. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's controversial, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
sure was.
you guys were trailblazers because you brought up those subjects.
But it was 50
Yes.
years ago. I mean, you didn't talk about abortion.
Birth control and abortion, yeah, so it was just in the paper, I think maybe a week ago,
Yeah.
50 years ago. My husband saw it and said, look at you guys, you know, rebel rousers, you know, and it was a little blurb about, well, it's supposed to have to cancel a program about abortion, so it was very interesting. But you guys were like, say, trailblazers and things that you had for programs and just different things that were great.
So I think, I'm not sure what year this was, but I think the first kindergarten in town was started because of Mother's Club. I don't
Yeah.
Probably doesn't replace the old Polish one from the church, but still.
Yeah. Anybody else have any fun things? Interesting. Yes.
I think there's one more thing.
Okay, sure.
I think Helen's president. We have, I can't remember if it was boys soccer, girls soccer, whatever. And somebody brought up that we should buy the, Mother's Club should buy the jackets.
Okay.
And that was a divided.
Oh, divided.
So you're gonna do it once? You're gonna do it all the time? Are you gonna do it for everyone? They're like, yeah, we could raise money, that's no problem.
Yeah.
How do you go?
Yeah.
Or you would still be fine.
Right. Because you're right, once you set a precedent on something,
Yeah.
yeah, you're tight in. Because we still buy the recorders, if you can believe that. We still do that. So that is still being done.
I think Barbara Kellogg, and I think one of my favorite memories, which still goes on, is that all the friends I made, and being new in town at that point, I hadn't lived in Concord, didn't know a lot of people, but I met a whole lot of friends, and still run into people at the grocery store and we reminisce about our fun times and of making crafts and doing the craft fair and just so many fun times. So, thank you all for that.
Thank you.
I just remember that my initiation into the Mothers Club, via my friend Joanne, that we ran the kitchen for years for the craft fair. And oh my God, I mean, we used to take us 2 days worth of rolling wonky and, you know, everything like that. And we could, no matter how much we tracked, we would be totally cleaned out by the end of it. We always had enough, but it never seemed like enough, you know? And that was a lot of fun because we were doing a lot prior to and then the day of, just seeing, you know, everybody that enjoyed the food. So that was really fun.
Anybody else? We're rolling.
I remember being very proud of the fact that after several of the craft fairs, we were able to donate around $10,000 back to the schools and other organizations in town. It was a huge effort, and I remember, you know, the presidents or whoever was in charge, a lot of the functioning of the craft fair would say it's like a 6-month ordeal, and my dining room is full of craft fair stuff for months and so forth. And so that was like a part-time job for those people. So I want to acknowledge that. The other memory I have was the Yankee swaps we would do, which were fun, but one was a bit contentious. So thank you.
Yeah. I want to know who has the lamp, the Seagram 7 lamp. Was it Seagram 7? Somebody that always came up at the Yankee swap. That it was somebody made it. It had a Seagram 7, I think, bottle. And that kept going to everybody's house. I don't know who ended up with it, but that was an interesting one. That was always there. So it was always fun to see who's going to get that. Anybody else?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
The bottle?
Yeah, the
Seagram
lamp.
7? I ended up with it.
Oh, yeah. I was always wondering where that ended up. Anybody else have any other memories? Anything else?
Do you still do a banquet?
So we do in December, we do a dinner, and we also do one in the spring. So yeah, we still do, we go to different restaurants in the area, and we had one of the members plan it, and pretty low key, it's fun though. Yeah. It's kind of a good thing, especially at the end of the year, to kind of look back and everything we did.
We do a Christmas ornament swap instead of a Yankee swap.
Yeah, so at our Christmas, December one, we always, we do a ornament swap, which is kind of the same thing, Yankee swap sort of, so people see what the ornament they like, they can steal it from somebody, so it's fun. There's always the sought after ornament that is, we never see that one back though. That one doesn't come back. It's not like the lamp always comes out. I'd love for you to go for it, please. We get like the words of wisdom.
So, 80 years ago, there wasn't any kindergarten in Hadley. And the mothers went to the selectmen and they asked for a kindergarten. Selectmen says there's no money for a teacher or any items for the kindergarten. So the mothers took it upon themselves and they started having bake sales and other functions, and they raised money for a kindergarten in Hadley 80 years ago.
It's on the board. Joyce Parsons. Yeah, the big plaque on the top. That's all the founding members there. So if you want to look, that's on there. And all the past presidents are listed on there too. Yeah, that's still around. It's still going around. Yeah. Anybody else have anything else to add?
I wanted to add one other thing. Yep, again, it's me again. We wanted to give you these flowers, just a little recognition.
Thank you.
You didn't put it on the board, but I think it's about 20,000 years you've been president.
Yes.
Yeah, so, she's 31.
So,
Oh my God, yeah.
I know.
Sorry, Ted. But as you know, Denise is very active in the Mothers Club, but if you look around town and you see other activities going on, you're sure to see her name on the list. She's very passionate about Fragile X and just had a tournament, a cornhole tournament at the Legion, and she does a wonderful wine tasting in September. And for the church, when there's decorations or anyone needed, she's always here to lend a helping hand. And I don't know how long you've been CCD teacher. Yeah, a long, long time.
Over 10 years.
Yeah, over 10 years. So this is, you know what they say about volunteers. Once you volunteer for something, you volunteer for everything else. And when they say, oh, you're so busy, you keep busy, well, you set priorities. And obviously Denise has set her priorities for volunteering and giving to the community. You do a great job.
Any other comments, stories? Any other stories?
Denise, I'd like to request that for the members, if you come across pictures of events and times that during the Mothers Club, if you can share them with us, we'd like to record them with either digitally and in photo albums. So we can scan them and get them back to you if you'd like to keep the originals, but that would be really nice. I feel like there's a gap between 1944 and some of those in there. So if you have some of the pictures, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. Good point, good point. So I think now we just would like to, anybody here that's a current member has any questions for the past members, that'd be a good time to ask if you want to ask people any questions about anything that we've done in the past. And then we would like to do a picture with everyone in it. And we're planning to kind of stand in front of this big 80 over here and get everybody in there. We might move that table back a little bit. We'll get some chairs in the front for some people to sit to. But we'd like to get the whole group in the picture first. And then we're going to do the current members in a group picture, and then board of directors, people here, officers here too. Also, just getting some other pictures. And then we're going to play bingo. If you haven't figured that out. We got the bingo cards on the table. We're ready to roll on that. So after we take the picture, we can start playing bingo too. So we can organize everybody to get up here. We can do this, right? Picture.